Welcome to Take Control, Do Not Get Scammed, presented by the Retired Senior Volunteer Program of Suffolk, Getting Things Done. The Retired Senior Volunteer Program is a not-for-profit organization serving Suffolk County since 1972. RSVP's volunteers, age 55 and older, serve our community in many amazing ways, including mentoring students, assisting caring for the elderly, food pantries, providing health insurance counseling to seniors, and via our telephone reassurance program, calling seniors that would like to hear a friendly voice. That is just a sampling of how our volunteers give back. Today, we would like to give you a few tools to prevent you from becoming a victim of a scam. Have you ever been taken advantage of or know of someone who has been scammed? If you haven't experienced a scam or a swindle, unfortunately, there's a good chance you will face one at some point in your life. It might be as simple as a phone or an email scam, but if you don't know what to look for, the scam can spiral out of control. What we hope to accomplish with this presentation is to tell you about what types of scams and swindles are out there, why seniors are at a high risk for financial scams, who the usual suspects are, and how to protect yourself and your loved ones from scams and swindles, and some resources to help you report the scams and financial abuse. 1 in 5 individuals in the U.S. is age 60 plus. The financial fraud and abuse targeting seniors is being called the crime of the 21st century. These crimes deprive older adults of their hard-earned assets and savings. Seniors with limited income and earning potential are rarely able to recover. Elder financial abuse is a low-risk, high-gain crime, and unfortunately 9% of financial abuse victims must turn to Medicaid after all their own funds are stolen. It seems like every day there is a new scam out there targeting our seniors. We will discuss the most common scams and how to prevent them. The most common scams that target our seniors involve healthcare, Medicare, health insurance fraud, telemarketing, internet fraud, social media, charities, investment schemes, homeowner reverse mortgage scams, sweepstakes, lottery scams, and of course the grandparent scam and anti-aging product scams. We'll go into a little more detail about these scams. Whether it's someone trying to sell you a new roof or an email claiming you won a lottery you don't remember entering, there will be common elements to a scammer's pitch. The first step is to know what a scam looks like. Watch out for these when someone is offering you a deal or making a request. The distracting hook. At the center of a scam is always something to get your attention, to appeal to you in a way that causes you to pay less attention to the details or to let your guard down. A con artist who seems trustworthy. Most people trust unless they've been given a reason not to. Scammers are very good at manipulating people into trusting them. And a deadline. This might be a dead giveaway that you are looking at a scam. Most legitimate marketing campaigns have a hook, something to entice a buyer. Most advertising campaigns count on you trusting their facts. If something is not going to be around tomorrow, it is likely not legitimate. So scam artists use a hook. Chances are good it will be one of these. Money or greed. Most of us look for a good deal or a dream of sudden riches. Love or goodwill. Good people want to help those who they care about. And fear or desperation. Ironically, being afraid can make you less cautious, more open to the promise of a quick fix or unexpected cure. The gift of fear. Listen to your inner voice. Health insurance and Medicare fraud. View all claims made by insurance salespersons with extreme skepticism. Use the free services offered by the Retired Senior Volunteer Program's Health Insurance Information Counseling Assistant Program. Counselors can assist you and give you all the information that you're looking for your health insurance. Carefully review your insurance explanation of benefits statement. Call your insurer and your provider if you have questions. Give your insurance Medicare identification only to those who have provided you with medical services. Keep accurate records of your health care appointments. Misuse of Medicare dollars is one of the largest scams involving seniors. Protect your Medicare number as you do your credit card numbers. Do not allow anyone else to use it. And always review your Medicare summary notice to be sure you have, in fact, received the services that were billed. Report suspicious activities to 1-800-MEDICARE. During these pandemic times, phone scams and email scams are continuing and getting more insidious. Scammers impersonating government agencies claiming they have test kits, magical pills, and nutritional supplements, even a toothpaste that will prevent and cure the coronavirus. Worldwide crisis, people still want to defraud and steal from you while you're fearful. Dealing with telemarketers. There are legitimate telemarketers and there are scammers. The problem is they all target people who are at home during the day and in the habit of answering their phones. It is important to keep your guard up when answering the phone. Some things to remember. Do not rely on caller ID to let you know where the call is coming from. Scammers can manipulate the caller ID to give you the impression that it is a local call or from an official location like Washington, D.C. Make sure you are familiar with the company or charity the caller is working for. If not, give yourself time to check it out before committing to a purchase or contribution. Never give out your personal information to an unsolicited caller, that is, someone who initiates the contact with you. The information you should withhold includes your date of birth, your social security number, mother's maiden name, your pet name, anything that you use for a password. Do not give any of that information out. You don't have to commit to anything on the phone. If it is a charity, ask them to send you the information, a proposal in writing, and give yourself that time to research or think about it. The best way to avoid a phone or a telemarketing scam is don't answer the phone. If you don't recognize the phone number, don't pick it up. If you do pick it up and hear a recorded voice or an unfamiliar voice, just hang up. Don't let your scam caller's fears make you an uneasy target. Don't be a victim of an internet scam. The scammers typically masquerade as a familiar and trustworthy company, such as your bank, an online store, where you have shopped previously, or your credit card company. Sometimes they pretend to be a government agency. They will send you an email claiming that there's a problem with your account and they want to help. Sometimes they will call you on the phone or send you a text. The key to the phishing scam is that they ask you to provide personal information, such as your social security number, so they can confirm your identity and then straighten out your account. Don't ever give your information or your passwords to someone who contacts you unsolicited. Do not click a link in an email from someone you don't know or trust. There are bogus lookalike websites that spoofs the website of the real company. Instead of clicking the link, go to the browser bar and type in the web address of the company you are trying to reach. Then you can be sure you got the real website, not a bogus one. Avoid opening emails that appear to be a scam. It's just better not to pursue it. If you get a call, a text, or an email from a company claiming there's a problem with your account, do not respond. Instead, hang up the phone, delete the text or email, and then contact the company yourself. Now you can be sure you're talking with the real company, not a scammer who's trying to fish you. Be mindful when you go on social media sites. Some sites offer free airline, rail, hotel accommodations, but nothing is for free. There is always a catch. Do your research of the site first. Dating sites can be deceitful also. You might not be talking to the person you think it is. Never send money or give personal info to them until you can verify the legitimacy of them and their site. Mix generosity with caution when donating to charities. Most charities are honest in their methods of soliciting contributions. However, there are organizations that misuse fundraising methods, with the lion's share of the donations going to the fundraiser rather than the programs. Other so-called charities are outright scams that play on sympathies of well-meaning people who only want to help for a good cause. In today's environment, there are unknown charities that claim they are collecting for coronavirus or research for the virus. Be mindful of who you are donating to. Make sure you know the charity and understand its aims and programs. Scammers will frequently capitalize on the reputation of a well-known charity by just changing the name slightly. Confirm the charity is registered with the Attorney General's office as required by law. Find out what the charity will do with your money, how much of each donation supports the program's administrative cost and fundraising. Avoid charities that will not answer your questions or provide written information about their program and finances. When you make the donation, resist pressure to give on the spot. If you choose to listen to their appeal, ask how much your donation will be used for charitable programs and how much the telemarketer is being paid. Beware of claims that all proceeds go to charity. Avoid unsolicited emails. They are frequently scams, and your response may make you vulnerable to identity theft and fraud. According to a recent study, 45% of financial scams against older persons are perpetrated by strangers, including professional con persons and opportunists. 15% by financial professionals, including bankers, brokers, and lawyers, and 40% by caretakers, friends, and neighbors. Home contracting schemes are frequently aimed at senior citizens, perhaps because they are home more often, are likely to own their own homes, and own homes that are in need of repair. Some common approaches by scammers would be a drive-by. The contractor says, "just passing by." That's one of the most common scams. Sometimes they claim to have done work a couple blocks away and have leftover material. Other times they notice something is wrong, a tree branch down or some siding loose. In some cases, they actually cause the damage before offering to do the repairs. These offers for quick, cheap repair usually result in low-quality work, such as a watered-down stain instead of a paint, inferior shingles on half the roof, or a thin smear of blacktop on your driveway. The scammers typically demand a payment up front, and if they actually finish the job, it probably won't last. And then we have free inspection scams, weatherproofing, new windows, chimneys. Since keeping our homes weather-tight is a high priority, scammers will often use free inspection. They will almost always find a problem that needs an expensive solution, an expensive pump that needs to be installed, excavation work on a foundation to waterproof when cleaning the gutters would work just fine, a new chimney or new windows when some weather stripping would do the trick. Stay safe and take control. Be suspicious about any unsolicited offer to work on your home. Remember, there is no problem so seriously it can wait a day or two for you to do some research. Ask your friends, neighbors about who they would recommend. Remember, the best contractors are found by word of mouth. Check out the contractor with the local Better Business Bureau. Get references. Use local companies whose address you can verify, and always avoid unlicensed contractors. Reverse mortgages can be an appropriate tool for seniors to use in order to keep them financially comfortable in their own home. But you have to seek out your own reverse mortgage counselor, and don't sign anything until you fully understand the implications that it will have going forward. Sometimes it's a foreign lottery or a random drawing, or you're the millionth customer that entitles you to a cruise, money, or even a new computer. The news might come over the phone, through the mail, or over the internet. But remember, it could always be a scam, a sweepstakes scam. Requests will be made for the winner, which would be you, to send a check or wire money to cover the taxes and the fees. Sometimes the contest notifications includes a check that the winner is to deposit. The winner is directed to send back a percentage of the money. Legitimate contests never ask for money up front. And sometimes they will request your banking information to deposit your winnings. Never give that information out. That is how they conceal your identity. So be safe and take control. Never wire money to someone you don't know or anybody that is contacting you or saying they will handling your cash. Never pay to collect a prize. And don't rely on that caller ID. Scammers, remember what I said, can use technology to believe they are calling from your area or from the winning location. Now, the fake check scam. Now, fake checks aren't just limited to sweepstakes. You'll find it in secret shopper come-ons, sales or auctions, and even work-at-home opportunities, to name a few. The mark is asked to deposit a check and then wire part of the money back to them. Usually these checks look very real. In fact, sometimes they are real checks. The problem is there's no money behind them. The check is deposited and at least part of the money wired back to the scam artist before the check clears. Well, the check won't clear. It's going to bounce. And then the money you wired is lost. The scam works because you've wired the money before the check clears. Never wire money to people you don't know, and never send cash to anyone either. There is no such thing as free money. So we're all looking for the fountain of youth and want to look young and stay young. So we look out for those anti-aging products. But you know, if those secret formulas or those breakthroughs sound too good to be true, they probably are. Don't be afraid to ask questions about the product. Find out exactly what it should and should not do for you. Research a product thoroughly before buying it, and even call the Better Business Bureau to find out if the people have complained about the product. Beware of products that claim to cure a wide variety of illnesses, particularly serious ones, that don't appear to be related. And that's very pertinent for today's time. There is no cure that you could purchase over the internet or on the phone for any virus or pandemic that we're going through. And when you're looking to buy that miracle cream, be aware of the testimonies and how the product is marketed. And remember, always consult your doctor before taking any dietary or nutritional supplement. The most prevalent scam out there is the grandparent scam. I'm sure all seniors, if you haven't been affected directly, you know another senior that's been affected by, "Grandma, it's me. Please don't tell Mom." Typically, the scam comes in the form of an urgent phone call. The caller claims to be your favorite grandson or just says, "It's me," prompting the grandparents to supply the needed name. While the emergencies vary, the scenario is usually this. The grandson is out of town and needs money fast to make bail or to pay for an automobile repairs or in today's environment for medical expenses. The caller begs the grandparent not to tell his parents, just wire the needed money immediately. Scammers know that parents and grandparents fear a call that tells them their loved one is in trouble. Each year, thousands of Americans get caught in the grandparent scam. Increasingly, scammers use actual relatives' names and information gleaned from social media and other internet sites. Don't fall for that. Stay safe, take control. Never wire money to anyone without verifying their identity. And don't rely on recognizing a caller's voice. Verify that you know the person on the other end. Tell the caller to give you the name and contact information of the law enforcement agencies, hospital, or car repair shop that they're dealing with, and verify that story the caller told you is accurate. Before sending any money, please speak to your family to find out if someone is actually out of town and is in need. So we talked about scams that happen every day, but unfortunately now we have a whole new category, coronavirus scam alert. There are quite a few different scams that are out there. The first one is a counterfeit stimulus check. You might receive a fake check with a number to call for you to verify your information. Provide this information to them is simply a way of scammers to gain access to your checking account so they can take your money or use your personal information to secure credit cards and other documents. You do not need to give any of your personal information in order to be entitled to your in order to be entitled to your stimulus check. IRS scams. Someone calls you pretending to be from the IRS, saying that you need financial information in order for you to receive your stimulus check. Don't fall for this. The IRS has told us that they will never call you unless they're returning your call. Your fake COVID vaccine test kits, I talked about that earlier. Someone might try to sell you a test kit or products that they say that you can use to prevent the virus. There is no such thing out for the general public to purchase. Errand grocery shopping, medication pickup. Be careful of someone you don't know calling to offer to run errands for you, such as grocery shopping and picking up your medication. These individuals will take your cash and you'll never see them again, leaving you empty-handed. The scam's targeting your Social Security benefits. Someone is calling to say that due to the COVID-19, your Social Security benefits will be decreased, suspended, unless you provide personal information. Once again, not true. Don't give the information out. Online shopping, we talked about that earlier. Beware of different sites that you've never shopped at that are claiming to sell masks and cleaning supplies. You pay for them, but your items are never delivered. And the persons in need scam is very similar to the grandparent scam that we talked about. Also, if you know someone might be claiming to be your grandchild, your friend or relative who is ill or stranded someplace, needs money, hang up and call the person they're pretending to be and see if they're okay. And the last one would be the census scam. Scammers may contact you by phone, email, regular mail, or visit you seeking your personal and financial information. Census collectors will never ask you for financial information. We have to be aware of scams on the phone, on the internet, and in the mail, but we also have to be aware of our surroundings. Situational awareness. An example would be going into the mall, shopping in a store, and you hear on the loudspeaker your license plate come over the loudspeaker that your lights are left on. The first thing you do is you go to the security desk and you ask to be escorted out to your car. Do not go alone. That could be a setup for a bad situation. Make sure you are escorted. When you park your car, make sure you're parked in a bright, lighted spot. Especially around the holidays, be mindful. Be mindful of your situation. Be mindful of your environment that you're in. We have to be aware, be alert, and be safe, and watch out for characters like these guys. Protect your identity. More than 500,000 people find themselves victims of identity theft each year. If you're an ID thief's mark, you'll likely face years of lost money and added frustration as work to clean up that mess. Identity theft uses your personal information to access your accounts, open new accounts, or apply for loans or mortgages. Medical identity theft uses your personal health insurance information to get medical treatment, prescription drugs, or surgery. Common ways to steal your identity theft. Shoulder surfing. Looking over one shoulder as you fill out forms or use your PIN at an ATM. Stay alert. Make sure nobody is looking over your shoulder. Dumpster diving. Going through the garbage for copies of your checks and credit card or bank statements or pre-approved credit card mailings in order to activate those accounts. Phishing scams, we talked about emails that appear to be from a legitimate company or an institution like the IRS, asking you to update or verify your personal information. When in doubt, call the institution the emails claims to come from or research the potential scam online. And never give out your personal information over the phone to someone who initiates the contact with you. As a minimum precaution, get their phone number, verify that they are calling from a legitimate place of business or government office, and call them back. Invest in and use a paper shredder. Take responsibility for protecting your information. If you suspect you're a victim of identity theft, contact your banks and credit card companies immediately if you suspect theft or loss of your card. File a report with the local police. The police may not be able to do very much themselves, but you may need a police report in order to clear up the problem later on. File with the Federal Trade Commission and put out a fraud alert to the credit reporting agencies such as Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. Arm yourself with knowledge to avoid scams and swindles and to stay safe. Remember, be aware that you can be at risk from strangers and from those closest to you. Do not isolate yourself. Stay involved with friends, family, and community activities. Become an RSVP volunteer. Be selective. Do not buy from or give to anyone who calls or visits you unannounced. Be careful. Shred all your receipts with your credit card numbers. Sign up for the Do Not Call list. Use direct deposit for your benefit checks. And never give your credit card, banking, Social Security, Medicare, or other personal information over the phone unless you initiated the call. Be skeptical of all unexpected offers and thoroughly do your research. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at RSVP. Thank you.